In 1982, the Misfits released their album Walk Among Us. And my friends Dan, Jay, and I are going to talk about it on this episode of Records with Ray. So this is how it went for me. My friend Bill, he's the same age as me. We were literally like in our senior year of high school, and I'll never forget, he bought 3 tapes. Everything's tapes back then.
Yeah.
He bought Surf and MOD from MOD, and then he bought Black Flags in My Head, and then he bought the Misfits Walk Among Us.
He didn't buy them at Record Town and Schuylkill Mall.
No, he definitely didn't. He probably bought them down at Reading or something like that. And I remember originally I liked everything backwards. Like I remember, like I liked the MOD album the best. Mm-hmm. Then In My Head, the second, and then the Misfits. I was like, okay, yeah, this is like okay, and that's how it was kind of for a couple months. And I remember I was like, I went to Votech for electronics, so you had your own little workstation, and you were allowed to listen to music when you were working. And I was like listening to Walk Among Us, and I'll never forget. Elvira, Vampire comes on, and like that song comes on, and I'm like, oh my god, this song rules.
Yeah.
And like it was, but by the time that song came on and finished, I'm like, oh my god, this band's incredible. Mm-hmm. And then the Misfits consumed like everything for me from then on in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But how did you get into them? How did you find it?
My story, I was hanging out with, we were skateboarding, Sean Ruderman and I, and Sean had met this kid from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, by the name of Craig Lazarchik.
Craig Lazarchik,
And,
yeah. Oh yeah.
He was.
The crazy thing about him is like, I guess his parents had money, so he actually had like Cough Cool and like Horror Business,
yeah,
and like all the rare 7-inches.
He had them, and he was Danzig.
Yeah.
I mean, in the flesh. I mean, he had this long ass devil lock that was down past his chin.
Yeah, bangs were like down to here.
And he would just, he could. I mean, that guy could skate, but he turned us on to the Misfits, and I fell in love immediately. And I'll never forget, I would bring them home and listen to them, and listen to my kitchen at first on my cassette player. And I was raised in church. You know, we would go to church every Sunday, and obviously some of the lyrics didn't fall in line with.
Oh really?
Catholic,
Can I go out and kill the night?
Christian religion.
I want your skulls.
I would have to turn it off every time.
Devil's Whorehouse.
Every time my dad would come in the room, I would have to turn it off.
You're doing that thing where you're stumbling down. What are you listening to?
Because he would ask
Striper.
Well, he would even get Striper, knowing that they were a Christian rock band anyway. But I would have to turn it on, and I would actually feel guilty for the longest time listening to them. You know.
No, go ahead, Dan.
I traded Frank Coyle at my homeroom. You know, we had homeroom.
Yeah.
I had Mrs. Schimpf, the home ec class. The lamest home ec class ever.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Frank Coyle's like, I had the Dead Milkmen album on a cassette, and he's like, yo, trade me for this Misfits. I can't. My mom won't let me listen to it. You know, basically. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, here, take my Beelzebubba, and I'm trading them for, you know, the album. It's yellow and black. What one? I forget. But that's
Evil Live.
Evil Live, yeah.
Is it? Or is it a... Yeah.
Or yellow and black cover.
The Dead Milkmen or Misfits?
No, Misfits.
Oh, that's the best of.
Best of,
Is it The Fiend, or it's like...
I don't know.
No, it had to have been before that, because...
It had to be. I think it's Earth AD, actually.
Okay.
Earth AD. And because Coyle was like...
That's purple and green, but...
Yeah. I know. Sorry.
Big bat on it.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you're...
No.
But we learned today that Dan is colorblind.
Frank Coyle was like, here, no, get this away from me. I'll trade you the Dead Milkman for this cassette. And that's how I got into the Misfits.
So what did you guys think of it when you first heard it?
It's funny, Dan and I he would come over my house, and we would take turns. I had my bedroom. I lived in a split-level ranch. And my bedroom was in the basement, and we would take turns. First, he would go downstairs, and I would go upstairs, and he'd sing a Misfits song and record it. And then I'd go down and listen to it, and then we'd switch, and I'd sing a Misfits song and record it. It was stupid, but you know, it was everything was about the Misfits.
Out of all the songs that was on Walk Among Us, which is your favorite?
Astro Zombies.
Astro Zombies?
Yes, I gotta sing Astros. It's gotta be. You know.
Still got to go with Vampire. I love that song. Oh, but like Nike a Go Go.
Yeah, 138.
We Are 138. No, that's not on it. What are you talking
Isn't
about? Oh. Yeah. All those hits on Walk Among Us, Attitude and Cough Cool.
No. I know. Die, 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 My Darling. Is that on Walk Among Us?
I guess it's not your favorite album, is it?
I guess it ain't.
Oh, Die Die My Darling was on an EP. But it was on I think the tape or the CD of Earth AD if you got it. The specific version of it.
Well, I had it.
No, it was like 20 Eyes. I Turned Into a Martian. Hate Breeders.
Hate Breeders. How can I forget about Hate Breeders?
Night of the Living Dead. Can I Go Out and Kill the Night? Brain Eaters. Astro Zombies. Devil's Whorehouse. Violent World.
Astro Zombies. I mean, it's hands down favorite song.
Now here's the interesting thing about it. Like was it? I've never heard any punk rock that was like that before. It was like before that. Like I heard the Ramones. I heard Black Flag, Sex Pistols. But like there was like this anger, this true aggression that the Misfits had.
I kind of think it's a subgenre of they call it
horror
punk.
Yeah, but who would have been the second band? Samhain or
Samhain and then
but it's the same guys though.
Well,
right.
Yeah,
but
definitely a different style. I mean, I liked Samhain a little bit, but as he moved on to Danzig, I kind of fell away from that.
I think that shit led to like Guar and shit. You know, like I don't know.
Definitely. I mean, definitely. Well, if there was anything,
stage show.
If there was anything to say about the Misfits, it was all about the image, and like they were the only band, like they had this idea about having a devil lock.
Yeah.
The idea of like having the hair down. Like I never saw anything like that before, and
no,
I've never seen any other band that wasn't a Misfits tribute band that was like.
Well, some of us ended up with devil locks because of it. I mean, I have a picture of it.
I don't know. Maybe the guy from Flock of Seagulls was like a precursor because he had that kind of thing where like went blonde hair. Maybe Glenn Danzig's like I think I like how that guy looks.
I might have been before Flock of Seagulls, so
maybe absolutely. Well, so much for that theory. Thanks for taking the wind out of my sails. Yeah, because the Misfits were around to like 78 or something like that. It actually brings me back. Essentially 88, 89. I mean, obviously the album. The album came out years before that, but like that's when we got into it, and that reminds me of the time. Well, I was my senior year in high school. That's when I got into skateboarding. That's where we all started hanging out, and the Misfits was like a common bond. If you met someone and they were into the Misfits,
that's right.
Well,
I'll never forget you had this. So this is long before YouTube, where you could search any videos on the internet.
Okay.
You had somehow obtained a bootleg of a Misfits concert.
And
it
or
was
VHS.
Shitty quality.
Yeah.
But we watched that like
the Midwest Rules one where they're like, it's insane, and you're just like, that looks like the most dangerous thing ever.
Well, funny story is me and Carl Koch met on a ski lift because he spotted my Misfits 930 Club sticker on my snowboard.
That is so funny. You know what's even funnier? All the name dropping we're doing for people that aren't famous or anything like that.
I have no clue who they are. I'm sure.
Yeah, but
that was a go. Like I had my hardcore band, No One's Hero, and I went to Penn State, and the singer of my band, Chris, went to Penn State, and this is how we met because I remember I was wearing a Misfits shirt, and he was wearing Airwalks. We both skated, and we both thought we were both posers. It's like, look at that poser. I'm like, look at that poser wearing Airwalks. That guy ain't a skater. And he's looking at me thinking like, look at that guy's not it. Look at that nerd. He's not into the Misfits. And then but back in the 80s, the Misfits were kind of like a calling card.
You had mentioned Black Flag at the time. I mean, it was at the exact same time. Again, Sean Ruderman and Craig Lasarchik turned me on.
Here we are, name dropping again.
Again, I mean,
skating up at that
album
church
changed my life too. You know,
what was the church in Frackville?
St. Joe's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Where there were steps and everything.
Now we're name dropping churches.
That was right after the elementary school. We leave the elementary school and go to St. Joe's.
Now we're dropping elementary schools. 20 eyes in my.